What is up, pizza fans? It's your boy Graham, also known as HAMHOCKS42 on the internet, and today we're looking at an interesting deck because we have some standard tournaments coming up this weekend and we want you to be ready for them. So what we are doing here is we're going to be looking at a fight rigging deck that's actually 5 colors that was made by the one and only Crokeyz. Now, this is a phenomenal deck if you're looking for something that might take some people by surprise and have a shocking amount of staying power and ultimate just punch. Now, here's how here's the primary key that this deck is built around. It is built around fight rigging plus shakedown heavy. When those two get together, sparks fly. It's great because what happens is fight rigging puts a counter on shakedown heavy, buffing its power up to 7 and then giving you the hideaway payoff right away as early as turn 4 pretty consistently. We also have cards like Prosperous Innkeeper, Valky, God of Lies, which can be cast as Tybalt from underneath fight rigging, which is just you love to see it. That's a phenomenal payoff there. You know, it's a 7-mana planeswalker that can absolutely wreck your opponent's day, especially if you can cheat it out on turn 4, in addition to all the other value that you're getting off those 2 cards. So awesome stuff. We also have 4 Meathook Massacre. There are all these pesky aggro decks still running around in the format. We just want to blow them up. Meathook Massacre, I've heard it called Cheat Hook Massacre before because the card is just so good. It almost feels like cheating. Kind of reminds me of Skull Clamp from back in the day. It's just like, it's just so busted. If you have creatures in the deck, you might as well run it. Well, Meathook Massacre, if you're running black, you might as well run this because it's just phenomenal. We also have Fable the Mirror Breaker. Kind of in the same boat. If you're running red, Fable is going to give you something you want. So, and 3 mana is not that much to spend on it. So Fable the Mirror Breaker, also just a great card. That's another thing. In the current standard environment, play good cards. If you're looking to win, play good cards. And this is a phenomenal collection of good cards that can get you to victory. So we also have 3 Binding the Old Gods. These will also be able to fetch up Spara's Headquarters and Zeotor's Proving Grounds on Chapter 2 to help fix our mana. So you'll love to see that. So that's great. It also is just destroy target non-land permanent and opponent controls on 1. If you're not familiar with Binding the Old Gods, I don't know what to tell you. The card's great. Play it. It's awesome. We also have 4 Battle Mammoth, which is interesting. So this is a 6/5 Trampler for 5. Good value, good stats. You can also foretell it for 2 and play it out for 4. So you can actually get a 6/5 Trampler with upside onto the battlefield as early as turn 4, even if you play it fairly, which is pretty fun. So if you get this under fight rigging, you're not mad. But at the same time, like, it's still not the high end that you're really hoping for. But Battle Mammoth has the ability, whenever a permanent you control becomes a target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, you may draw a card. So if your opponent tries to remove one of your things, whether they're successful or not, you get to draw cards. That's nice. And it's any permanent you control, so that's just lovely. So yeah, Battle Mammoth is pretty sweet. I'm a fan. And we also have the Kami War. Now, this is the coup de grace. This is the finisher. This is the big chungus in this deck, and we've got 4 of them. Now, this is the only card that makes it 5 colors. You'll notice, aside from this, it's basically Jund. It's black, red, green with 4 Kami War. Now, we ultimately want to be casting off of fight rigging. That said, you'll notice the mana base is very complex. We've got a lot of pathways, and we have the triomes, so it's not impossible to just cast out Kami War, but may not be likely. The white and the blue are going to be a little tricky to come by in some situations, but you know, we can cast it out if we have to, especially if we hit a Binding of the Old Gods early on, or a Prosperous Innkeeper to get that treasure token. That's another tool in our arsenal to help us hard cast Kami War if we have to. And as someone who has played Kami War a number of times, I can tell you, if you have not resolved the Kami War yet, oh, just do it. It feels so good. It's phenomenal. You want to. Just trust me. So this is the fight rigging deck. In the sideboard, we have Duress, Rave Enfeeblement, Go Blank, Nighthawk Scavenger, Riveteer's Charm, which actually is a pretty great sideboard piece if you ask me. That the Soul Shatter ability is phenomenal. Drawing 3 cards is drawing 3 cards. Even if it's even if it's an impulsive draw, it still gives you a lot of options for 1 turn, and that is huge. That can be incredibly powerful, and incidentally blow up your opponent's graveyard. If your opponent's doing any kind of Grease Fang shenanigans, you want to pull these in so you can blow that sucker up immediately. So that's great. We also have 2 Burn Down the Houses and a Titan of Industry. Titan of Industry is another one. If we can get this under fight rigging, we are golden. But it's coming out of the sideboard. Your opponent may not see it coming. It's kind of nice. We do like to be able to surprise our opponent in that situation. So for the purpose of this video, I will be playing best of 1, but the deck is clearly designed for best of 3. So either way, this deck has explosive potential. We are going to take it out onto the ladder. Let's see what we can do with it. And thank you for checking out the video. Please don't hesitate to hit that like and subscribe button below. They help feed the algorithm, and it just means the world to us here at the Pizza Box. We appreciate it very, very much. Also, we do have a standard slice tournament coming up this weekend. Let me make sure I'm getting the date right. It is May 22nd. That is free to enter, so there's no reason not to. Please come out, have fun, and there's a link. The mtgmelee link is in the description below. Please check that out. We'd love to see you there. So let's get into the gameplay, and I'll catch you at the wrap-up at the end. All right, later. I see 2 lands. The Fable of the Mirror Breaker can get us out of a tight spot, as well as Binding the Old Gods if we can get access to a 3rd and then hopefully a 4th. I think we keep this. It is kind of asking for mana screw, especially on the play, but if we draw into 1 land of just about any type, we're going to be okay, preferably an untapped one. And there we go, we got it. Never didn't have it, as the kids say these days. I'm gonna actually play this out as a black source. We already have red on Ziatora's Proving Grounds. This actually gives us the ability to play Fable of the Mirror Breaker on 3, which is pretty nice, and we satisfy the double pips on the Meat Hook Massacre, so that's nice in the event that our opponent plays out some kind of cheap little critters. I'm going to play white because we already have 1 red over there. This is the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. You know it, you love it. We get a little Treasure Goblin. We're also going to get some loot action next turn, which is nice. I like that. I like loot action. Now, we do need a 2nd green mana source in order to get Battle Mammoth online, but that's okay. Binding the Old Gods can help us get there, as can Shakedown Heavy or the treasure token from the Shaman. Alright, our opponent has displayed a Sedgemoor Witch, and we do have a land in hand. I'm actually going to let one of the bindings... Actually, no. This is challenging. I'm actually going to submit 0. I actually kind of like our hand. We play that out as red. I'm going to bind the Witch. We are going to pay 3 life with the Ward, which I don't mind doing because that's the equivalent of getting hit by that creature once anyway. Treasure token, and that Binding the Old Gods is going to fetch up the Broker land. Or no, the Esper land, I believe, is the correct one. All right. Seraph Realm Eater. That's a cool card. You don't see it very often, but it's very powerful. Still pretty decent. Hey, another Battle Mammoth. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Sparse Headquarters. Yeah, that's the one. Because we already have a white source. This is a blue source. If we do draw into a Kami War, we're going to have access to it. You'll love to see it. All right, so we can jam the Battle Mammoth here, or we can bind that Seraph. I think I want to bind the Seraph. I'm kind of being the worst person right now. Our opponent is playing out some fair 3-drops, and we're just blowing them up and creating more treasure token while we're at it. Treasure tokens, rather, while we're at it. And that's nice. And we still have Meat Hook back, as well as Shakedown Heavy and a Battle Mammoth. And 2 Battle Mammoths, actually. It's feeling pretty good. We're in a good position here, for sure. Now, that said, our opponent is on Golgari. They're going to dig up a land. They've got 5 land represented. They grab a swamp. Snow cover, so they might be running blood on the snow. Or they might just really like that art, which is fair. Not going to lie, that's perfectly fair. All right, this is going to be another Ziatora's Proving Grounds. Those are colors we can certainly use. I'm going to cast out the Foretold Battle Mammoth. And we are going to give it Sneaky Haste with the Reflection of Kiki Jiki. Haha, check that out. Boom. Get him down to 10. We are just going to sit on all of our beautiful treasures as well as all of our cards and feel pretty darn good about ourselves. The fact that the Battle Mammoth has Trample is very relevant here. So, our opponent, do you have Blood on Snow? Yes, you do. You only have 1 snow mana there, so you don't get a chance to actually pull anything back with it. But we do lose the Mammoth action. We do lose some goodies. I'm not mad. I'm just very sad. All right, but with that, let's play out some fresh threats and give our opponent an opportunity. Now, if they have another Blood on the Snow, we're going to be punished here. But if they don't, we're going to be able to crack them for a pretty good chunk of damage next turn. Now, they can choose to not let the Shakedown Heavy connect and give us a card instead. which actually, if they don't put any blockers down, they will have to do that. Well, actually, not quite, but darn close. All right. Swinging with the team, including the innkeeper, getting in on the action. They do give us the card. It is the Zeator's Proving Grounds, which we can comfortably cycle here. Representing 6 damage. Those Cosmos Elixirs. Nah, that draws us a card. Yeah, I'll definitely take action. Fable of the Mirror Breaker and the Kami War. It's here, everybody. Boom. Crack to the face. Time to resolve the Kami War. Blowing up one of those Cosmos Elixirs. Boom. That sucker's getting exiled. Kami War is now live and online. Feels good. The other cool thing, Kami War is not legendary. Therefore, if the Fable is to flip, we could actually create copies of Okagachi Made Manifest. If the game lasts that long. That would be gross, to say the least, and that makes me happy. I like when we do gross things to our opponent. Mwahaha. Wait a minute. That didn't sound right. Alright, another Shakedown Heavy. Nothing wrong with that. We're going to bounce our Cosmos Elixir just to set them back a little bit. Make them recast it. And they have to discard a card. So they may choose to discard it here, but they probably won't. Oh, they do. Well, they discard a Cosmos Elixir. It may not be the only one. Alright, Fable the Mirror Breaker. Entering the fray. It does appear to resolve, which is nice. I'm also holding the Overground Farmland here so that we can loot it away on the following turn. Let's get another Shakedown Heavy. Now, we haven't seen a fight rigging yet. We're 21 cards deep into the library. We haven't seen a fight rigging yet. That would be nice. I'd like that. But we're not there yet, unfortunately. Now, again, we're committing to the board. They need another sweeper. Let's see. They're going to Field of Ruin. Zeator's Proving Grounds. Okay. We got one swamp in the entire deck. Not punished. Not punished. Alright, Innkeeper and the Heavy coming in. Do we draw the card? If I were in their position here, I'd probably take the 6. No, they give us the card. Okay, cool. Yep, Kami War's flipping next turn, homie. Okagachi Made Manifest is pretty gnarly. So at this point, we're trying to slowly grind them out with card advantage. And the Shakedown Heavies are giving us that opportunity. Alright, Kami War is going to flip now. We now have an Okagachi Made Manifest live and online. Browser keep triggers. That's nice. I like that. It's just swell. I do like just incidental life gain triggers. They have a Baleful Master for Okagachi, but they use the student cost for it, so they give us another card. I don't know if they're thinking they're gonna mill us out. We do still have 33 cards left in library, and holy meat hook massacres. All right, that's a thing, I guess. Another Shakedown Heavy entering the fray. They're giving us the cards, and we have another Kami War. More Kami Wars. All of the Kami Wars. I am pretty grateful for that. And we are going to play out one Kami War. Nothing to target, but that's okay. We just need to put Okagachi on suspend. And it does force our opponent to discard a card in Chapter 2, even if we can't return permanent, I believe. So that's nice. Yes. Almost at minute 0 for that. They should get a cue to discard that last card, and it was a Soul Shatter. You'll love to see it. All right. Mirror Breaker flips. That feels pretty good. We're going to attack with the team, get all those Shakedown Heavy triggers. Trigger, trigger, trigger. And we're going to get a treasure for good measure. Drawing all the cards. Drawing all the lands, as it turns out, but that's okay. Only getting in for 3 damage here. Fortunately, we got both Cosmos Elixirs off the board, so that's a big deal. Let's throw out another Kami Ward just for good measure. Our opponent is looking for something here. I'm not exactly sure what, but... they kind of need a miracle, if I'm honest. Let's go ahead and cycle this Zeotor's Proving Grounds, because we're 27. We have 27 cards left. There's a Fright Rigging. There it is. All right, I'm actually going to cast it next turn so we can get a... nice little free cast off it. All right, opponent, did you draw an answer? Now, notably, when it comes to Soul Shatter, the Kami War flipped. Okagachi is considered as having a mana value of 6. It is the mana value of the front face, so Soul Shatter would hit Okagachi Made Manifest, even though there isn't a mana value on that face of the card. Bolligad Recovery, grabbing Blood on the Snow. Good work, opponent. That's actually a very good call. I'm not even mad. They have the mana to rip it, but they have to tap out for it. And this time they have 3 snow mana. Is there anything they can pull back? I'm kind of surprised I didn't get the... oh, Seraph. Okay. I was about to say, I'm kind of surprised I didn't grab the Sedgemoor Witch, but yeah, Kami Ward just make sure it works as Seraph, so that's no big deal. And then we are going to rig the fight here with a 6/6 on board. Feels pretty good. We're going to grab up a Valky. The one, the only, God of Lies. Here comes the Prosperous Innkeeper. Medic Massacre where X equals 0, because we can. Fight Rigging, targeting Okagachi Made Manifest. We are going to be casting Tybalt, the Cosmic Imposter. Boom. What a draw from our opponent. A Topiary Stomper, but we got a Fable the Mirror Breaker. That's just better. Boom, baby. That's a pretty good turn. With this deck, we have been wiped multiple times, and we have been successful in rebuilding multiple times. And that was a very powerful turn. We have a 7/7 Okagachi as well as a Tybalt Cosmic Imposter. And holy crap, they actually have removal for the Okagachi. I'm genuinely surprised by this. But that's okay. That is okay. Another Fable. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Discard a Meat Hook and a land to draw into yet more cards. Fight Riggings. Don't mind if I do. I love rigging fights. It's my favorite thing. Another Fight Rigging. I'm getting weird. This time grabbing Battle Mammoth. Again, I'm not mad when we get the Battle Mammoth. We got yet another Fight Rigging. And our opponent scoops it up. I can't blame them. The amount of value we were able to generate here was absolutely absurd. So, yeah. Onward to the next game. The double Fight Rigging has me intrigued. The Kami War is kind of dead, but we do have 4 lands. I'm going to keep this if we draw into a creature, preferably a Battle Mammoth or a Shakedown Heavy. Fight Rigging becomes significantly better. Fable the Mirror Breaker is fine here. Bloodthirsty Adversary, we might get out aggro. This might be dangerous. Battle Mammoth, not okay, all right. That's fine. We can work with this. We can definitely work with Battle Mammoth. Because now we can have a turn 3 Fight Rigging into a turn 4 Battle Mammoth. That's a pretty cool setup. Actually, this is a very cool setup. That's going to be a turn 4 Fight Rigging trigger as well, which is just great. I like that. I like that a lot, as a matter of fact. It's going to come into the Black Source. We're going to rig the fight. Booyah. There's our Kami War. Never didn't have it. That's going to be a great answer to Kiki Jiki over there. And that pesky token. It's actually, yeah, it's going to answer both of them. On turn 1, it's going to hit the Fable. On turn 2, it's going to hit the Shaman. And still force them to discard a card. Wandering Mind. I remember when Wandering Mind was first spoiled, I remember a lot of people thinking it was going to be, I don't know about the new hotness, but people thought it was going to be a very strong card in Standard, and it hasn't really seen much play. All right, here comes the Treasure Goblin as well as the Bloodthirsty Adversary, getting us down to 12. I mean, they're successfully applying pressure. I cannot argue with this. Tis what it is, but here comes Battle Mammoth. Here's our 6 power creature. There is a pause. Does our opponent have the Jawari Disruption? Fortunately, they do not. Fight rigging triggering the Battle Mammoth, bringing out the Kami War. Let's go. We're going to exile the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I do not want them getting Kiki Jiki online anytime soon. Seems like a bad plan. Therefore, we will deny it. Now, the one thing that we're missing in our mana base right now for the Kami War, well, we have 2 mana that we need to hit, but one of them needs to be blue. We do not have that yet. All-Seeing Arbiter, that's an issue. That's a significant issue. That's going to defang our Battle Mammoth pretty consistently, but that does draw us a card. Who got the better end of that deal, opponent? All right, cool. So they're attacking in. Gonna block the adversary here. I want to get that 2/2 off the board. And Treasure Gobos, we're gonna get bounced, so I'm not too worried about it. All-Seeing Arbiter, we need to find an answer to that. Hopefully one of these other Kami Wars. Holy Kami Wars, Batman. We can also bounce it, which is something. Actually, I think that's probably the right answer. As much as I want to deal with the little Gabo. So we're going to throw out another fight rigging here and buff up our Mammoth, but it's not going to be big enough because of the All-Seeing Arbiter's ability. It's not going to be big enough. Actually, do we drop a Fable? Yeah, actually, I think that's what we do. We drop a Fable here. We have our own Treasure Goblin now, which is nice. I like Treasure Goblins. I want to buff up our Treasure Goblin so we have better blockers. Now the question is, do we start racing? We've got 5 damage on board. I think we do. Let's go. Boom. That was risky. I might pay for that, but I say we go for it. These Kami Wars in our hand are kind of dead to us too, which I don't like. We need to get a blue mana source. Well, the Goblin can give that to us theoretically, so that'll be nice. So they're probably going to jam the All-Seeing Arbiter again. They're going to strangle our Mammoth. Interesting. So that's going to cost them... It's 1 card that does 3 damage. Presumably they have another one. Oh, the Bloodthirsty Adversary, but they do have the treasure, so they can flashback Strangle effectively and hit Battle Mammoth again. That's actually a great line. It does give us some cards. So that's a factor, but... all the same, it was good. That was quite good. All right. Take 5 damage here, which I'm not happy about, but I'm also, I mean, it is what it is. Discarding 2 lands. Spar's Headquarters is actually a great hit for us, as is Binding the Old Gods. Dope. All right, we're going to play this land out. That gives us the blue source that we need for Kami War next turn. Now, the fact that we've seen all of our Kami Wars here means that we will not be able to... we will not be able to fight rigging into a Kami War. So we are going to Binding the Old Gods, get the adversary off the field. We have Okagachi back. I would like to deal more damage, please. Now, if they have a haster, they could punish me for this. Because we are at 3 life as of right now. All right, here comes the Arbiter. They are going to get a chance to draw 2 discard. That's going to filter their hand a little bit and lower the power of one of our creatures until the next turn. They discard to make disappear. Knocking Okagachi down to a 2/6. Not a fan of that. They also play the Hall of Storm Giants. That's something we need to keep an eye on. All right. Search your library for a forest card. Let's grab a Spar's Headquarters. Seems decent. We already have another one, but hey, I'm cool with that. Boom. Fabla of the Mirror Breaker. I don't know why I pronounced it that way. It's quite silly at best. We're going to just rip a Kami War, get rid of the All-Seeing Arbiter, just exile it, poof, get it gone, and our opponent scoops it up. Yes! Kami War for the win, baby! All right, now they did get us down to 3 life. Had Strangle been able to hit face, if Strangle was Bolt, we would have been dead there big time. But since it's not, We got the win. That's a W for the good guys. Woo! Let's move on to the next one. I see Battle Mammoth. I also see 2 green sources in our opening hand, and as well as 2 black sources. So we have Meathook Massacre available. We have Battle Mammoth potentially as early as 3, and we've got some good sources to help tee up Kami War. So I mean, this hand, it looks really slow and chunky, but at the same time, could be exactly what we need. So let's give it a go. Because, so think about it. Battle Mammoth, having 2 Battle Mammoths is our perfect curve. We foretell one of them on turn 2. We play one of them on turn 4. We then play out. If we draw into a 3-drop, it's our perfect curve, that is. So we play one on 4, we play another one on 5, if we hit our land drops. I think it's pretty good. I like that. Actually, we'll probably foretell on 3 here because of the tap lands, is my thought. But we'll see. We'll see what we draw into. I gotta say, I'm loving this deck. I think Fight Rigging is legit. The card is great. It's incredibly powerful, and Crokeyz here has done a phenomenal job of putting together the right pieces in the right order. It's impressive. It's impressive stuff. Battle Mammoth was a great call. Killer Shout, didn't see that one coming in my opinion, but like I didn't see it. I wouldn't have built. Well, I have built Fight Rigging decks, and I have not considered Battle Mammoth, but it works so well in there. It's absolutely disgusting. I love it. So the opponent mulled to 6, and now they are hanging out considering what to play first, or they've disconnected. That's one thing. I'm learning to appreciate that sometimes the opponent just disconnects. That's it. Okay, now they're playing. Okay, cool. Haunted Ridge on 1. Nice. We're going to throw the Zeotor's Proving Grounds on 1. Opponent, I see your land has 2. I will raise you 1. And in fact, I will even have the same 2, but I will also have green. Mwahaha. Crackcrown Pathway is actually pretty great for us. Bloodtithe Harvester, good card, can't go wrong. Meathook is gonna hit pretty hard here, I think. All right, this is gonna come down. That is a red source. We're gonna foretell the Mammoth, and we're gonna be able to play Spar's Headquarters out on 3. Unless we draw into a Fable of the Mirror Breaker or a Fight Rigging. If we draw into a Fight Rigging here, we're gonna be golden, and I'm gonna be pissed I didn't set that as a green source. All right, we have another green source, so not punished. We're good, and that's also another black source. So that's nice. Since we don't have a 3-drop, let's play out the tap land and foretell another Mammoth because we can. All right, cool. And our opponent is probably over there going, wait a minute, they're in like 4 colors and they're foretelling cards. What could those cards possibly be? You know, they might think like, there's white in Spar's Headquarters, so those are probably Doomskars. Our opponent's sitting on a Doomskar. They must be. Or we got blue over here, so maybe that's a Behold the Multiverse or a Saw It Coming. But if it was a Saw It Coming, then why did they foretell another one instead of keeping their mana up? What's going on? Add their Battle Mammoths. Yeah. Love that. The foretold Battle Mammoth. It's a power move there. People don't see it. People just don't see it. I know I don't. Oh, like again, I'll own it. I do not see Battle Mammoth coming ever. Bobby Nix, the adversary. Fair enough. Gonna be losing some life here. I'm not overly fond of that, but that's okay. I'm gonna discard 1 land. That's fine. Meathook's probably not gonna be doing much for us here either, to be honest. This one I'll take to the face. This is where those burn down the houses in the sideboard would really come in handy. Shakedown. I'm not mad at Shakedown. I like Shakedown very much, as a matter of fact. All right, we already have 2 green sources, so this is going to come down as a black source. That's going to give us access to the Meathook. But first things first, Battle Mammoth. Mammoth? I don't know. Why not? I'm genuinely nervous. Those two Obnixili are potentially problematic. They're in depth here. Fortunately for us, the Battle Mammoth has Trample. That's a big frickin' deal. Ow, on my face. I'm just gonna Kami War. Chance of us actually playing it with this setup, very low. We need to accept that I mean, that might have been the wrong move, admittedly. But I think it would be for the best. Now, I don't want to hit the legendary one. I want to hit the token. That's where we're headed. They may have a kill spell in hand. They probably do, if I'm honest. Rakdos is actually very strong right now. This is another one. If you are considering jumping into the Standard Slice tournament on Sunday, the Rakdos lists that are running around out there are quite strong right now as well. Definitely another good consideration. Our opponents are open us. I'm not 100% sure why, but they sure are. They might not be enjoying the current situation because one of their planeswalkers is about to die. Unless they're looking around and considering a way out of it. They might think about sacrificing the synthesizer. Although they don't have a red source, so they can't sacrifice it to its own ability. But yeah, we're going after the token. Boom, baby. Got him. Throwing out another battle mammoth. All right, cool. So now if our permanents are targeted, we draw 2 cards. I like that. I like that a lot. Blocking here, they are showing sweeper. I don't know what sweeper it might be. Because even a meat hook's not enough here. Might have a voltage surge. Yeah, okay, but we're gonna draw 2 cards, so trigger. So they get rid of 1 battle mammoth. Another meat hook. This is gonna be and a Kami War. Yes, never punish. We're good. So they're gonna uptick Bobby. We're gonna discard 1 of the meat hook massacres and kinda not care, if I'm honest. Except for the kinda part, I really don't care. All right, we have blue, we have white, we have black, we have red, we have green. So this can be whatever the heck we want. I'm gonna play it out as a green source because the only blue pip we have in the entire deck is that little guy. And then we play out Kami War, blow up Bobby Nyx, or we could kill the Samurai and attack into Nyx, or we kill Ob Nixilis, go face. Yeah, we kill Ob Nixilis and go face. Not just kill Ob Nixilis, exile Ob Nixilis. Now, our opponent's not running Snowland, so we're not looking at a Blood on the Snow situation in all likelihood. Or if they do have Blood on the Snow in the deck, they won't be able to pull Ob Nixilis back. So that's nice. I like that. We have a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Neat. I'll take it. This here's a Kami War. No big deal. Just saying. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna exile the Samurai token and attack into Ob. Ob is sitting at 6 loyalty right now. That way we don't take 2 damage on the crackback from the Samurai. Because that little homie has vigilance. Now our opponent is definitely taking their sweet time. I don't know if they're salty with us or if they're distracted, but something's going on over there. Might be on their phone. Maybe they're checking Twitter on the other end. It could be. Could be. I don't know. Could be any number of things. Is what it is. But I do believe we're talking about... This is appearing to me to be IRL or just full-on salt rope. We're doing a good job of dealing with what our opponent is putting down. And they might just be salt roping us. They're getting priority because of the blood token. They have 1 mana up. So that's the thought. Or deadly dispute the blood token. Alright. That's a good card. Good move. Kami War's gonna be able to bounce that treasure if they don't use it. Synthesizer grabbing. So Kenzin, hit their land drop. Sacrifice the synthesizer, create a little homie. Alright. Not bad. I'm gonna bounce that little homie. Poof. Pick him up. And then they have to discard a card. They get to select the card, and so we get to wait for that. Also, kudos to our opponent for rocking cool sleeves. The Kamigawa, like the four-armed samurai, just cool. It gives me a Yoshimitsu vibes. Anyone else picking that up? Yoshimitsu from Tekken. That's definitely the one. Or from Soul Calibur, if you want to be like, you know, zoomer about it. I say zoomer. The game came out in like what, 2002 or whatever. Anyway, all right. We cast out a Fable, create a Treasure Goblin. We're gonna cast out a Shakedown Heavy. Commit to the board, which may be dangerous, but to be honest, we've got some very powerful creatures in Suspend. So even if they do have a sweeper that can deal with what we're putting down so far, which if they have a Meathook Massacre right, actually if they have a Meathook Massacre right now, it would hit perfectly. Yeah, okay, all right, fair enough. Comedy War's coming out. We're getting an opportunity to cycle some stuff. I will let the Prosperous Innkeeper go. I think we hang on to our own Meathook Massacre just to be safe. Play it as a white source, just be cheeky. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna play out Meathook where X equals 0. That way they don't get any they don't get any benefit from their Meathook when things die. Because right now we do have the board presence advantage, but our opponent has a life total advantage on us. Also, importantly, Okagachi is capable of drawing cards out of our graveyard. I like that. I want to take advantage of that a lot. A lot. Like, hook that to my veins. We need that. We still have 42 cards. Our opponent has 40 cards left in library. Here comes a Bobby Nix the Adversary. We have no cards to discard, therefore... Oh, they create the Devil. All right, cool. Interesting. Valky, the God of Lies. Let's go. All right. Boom. No big deal. Just saying. Don't mind me, everyone. Okagachi going after Bob here. That's a lot of damage to our opponent's face that isn't happening, which makes me very sad, but it's okay. It is what it is. But we have Okagachi and Tybalt on the field. This is feeling very good. Very, very good. Very, very good. No, very nice. There it is. That's yes, I know. I'm not above those kinds of jokes. I'm sorry. Innkeeper's the correct answer. Thwack. 8 damage on a 1 loyalty planeswalker. Sure. Prosperous Innkeeper. Let's go. Another Meathook where X equals 5. And they're going to be able to deal 1 damage to Okagachi. It's a good move. I can't even complain. Now, good thing we put our Meathook down so we can have counteracting Meathooks. Fight rigging's nice. I like it. Is it nice enough? Well, first things first, let's take a look at what cards we draw into. Land and a Fable. Fable's good. I'll take Fable. I think Fable all day. First things first, let's actually Deadly Dispute this treasure, though. Let's draw some more cards. Let's take a look at even more cards. Lands, great. Except for that part where I said great. It's not exactly great, but that's okay. Fable. Treasure Goblin. Fight rigging. Kami War underneath. Alright, cool. We're taking great advantage of our deck's mana base. We're actually able to play the cards that we're drawing. That's one of the things that this deck is doing, this deck is capable of that's very, very cool, is creating card advantage through cards that give you 2 or 3 cards worth of value out of 1. It's phenomenal. It's like, I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun. 11 cards in graveyard. We have 9 cards in our graveyard. Okay. I'm good with this, including a Kami War. No big deal, just saying. Discard both these lands. Draw into some more goodies. I'm not gonna not ult Tybalt here. I have a Planeswalker that can ultimate and draw me every spell that's been played this game. I'm going to do it. 2 Kami Wars in 1 turn. That's what's happening right here. We just cast Kami War twice in 1 turn. And we have 2 mana left. All the Epicure just for good measure. Have we not hit our land drop? No, we have not. Get out of here. This is absurd. Now we now we have. Okay, I'm getting a little greedy. WSP sacking the Epicure. Drawing more goodies, including a fight rigging. Don't mind if I do. Fight rigging buffing up the treasure goblin. Boom, baby. And now we have Voltage Surge back. Holy value. This is true. I mean, I'm getting out of the way so you can see my Tybalt here. So it's down to 1 loyalty, but we still have it, which is pretty fantastic. Look at all these beautiful cards. So many cards. They cast out a Fable. Good for them. They're gonna Vulture Surge Tybalt. That is correct. That is the correct move, opponent. Not even mad. I can't be mad. That is just like that is 100% the correct thing to do. But we're gonna Vulture Surge their treasure goblin. Doink. You have another one in here? No, we don't, unfortunately, but that's okay. No, sorry, I didn't mean to hold priority there. Oh, now we're the jerks with the blood tokens. Got it. Ships. Sorry about that. Another fight rigging with a battle mammoth down this time. Grabbing up another battle mammoth. Playing on our land for turn. This is all coming out of our graveyard. And a shakedown heavy because we can. I should have sequenced this. I should have played the Innkeeper first. Derp, but whatever, it's fine. Another treasure token. Sure, sure, sure. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. So the amount of value we've been able to generate this turn with the multiple battle mammoths, the double fight riggings, they do manage to have the Meathook Massacre here. Wow, that was an amazing top deck. It was the only top deck that could have bought them any time here, to be completely honest. And they happen to have exactly the right amount of mana. Good on them, I guess, but we still have 3 Kami Wars that are just chilling over here. All the triggers. Not to mention the entire graveyard that we get to still play with. You're gonna pick up that Meathook and then discard it immediately. We get double Okagachis, no big deal, just saying. Now here's the question. Nah, there's no question. We go for the win. Check it. We go Ob Nixilis with casualty, sacrificing Okagachi. Opponent loses 1 leg because of Meathook Massacre. We get double Bobbies. Uptick, 2 life. Uptick, 2 life. Then We have the other objects listed in our graveyard. We then cast that out, select the new one, uptick one more time. Victory is ours. So I gotta say, that was incredible. We got an ultimate on Tibble. We got multiple fight reading triggers. We had like 5 Kami Wars enter the battlefield that game. And so even with our opponent drawing the Meathook Massacres at just the right time, we were still able to close it out and bring it home. And with that, we go 3-0 with the Crokeyz fight rigging deck. The deck's the truth. It is legit. I would highly recommend that you check out the list in the description below and consider running this list on Sunday in the PizzaBox Slice of Standard, the PizzaBox Open Standard event. Please check that out. The link is in the description below as well. We're going to have a ton of fun. That is this Sunday. Again, I just checked the 22nd. Check that out. We're going to be, anyway, Standard, tournament, free to enter. What else are you going to be doing on a Sunday afternoon? Please come play Magic with us. It's going to be a ton of fun. Now, the other thing, my name is Graham, also known as HAMHOCKS42 on the internet. You can catch me live on Twitch, twitch.tv/HAMHOCKS42. You can also catch Hollywood Pizza, our illustrious host here at the Pizza Box, doing live streams, and that's also where coverage for the tournament on Sunday is going to be. Twitch.tv/Hollywood Pizza. Please, if you're not currently following both of those channels, definitely give them a follow. We appreciate it. We love pizza. He's a great dude, and I like to think I'm okay. So thank you so much. Also, if you wouldn't mind clicking the like and subscribe button below, it would make a huge difference to this channel. And leave us a comment with feedback on this deck, as well as what other kind of decks you'd like to see in the future. And what other kind of content you'd like to see on the channel. We love that kind of feedback. It helps us guide, because ultimately we want to be putting out what you want to watch. And so the more feedback we can get, the better. So thank you so much, and we will catch you on the next one. Until next time, stay cheesy.